Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video talking about kind of my stages in my life of how I actually got to being, going from zero to the success I have now, which I'm not saying I have a ton of success, but I am, moderately successful. I work for myself. I own my own businesses, right? So, I just want to go ahead and talk about that. And obviously, before I start, I just want to give I guess you could say a disclaimer here is that even though I deem myself successful religiously, I don't claim that I am the sole reason for that. Right? I'm a Christian. I believe that God has helped me through the process, and not only helped me, but He has guided me. And without God, I could not achieve any success, zero levels of success. So I want to just put that disclaimer out there because I don't want to act like it was, all me, and I don't want to put that energy out there. I don't think I'm self-made by any means. I think that, God has put the right steps in place for me to be successful and follow a certain path. And like I said, I don't say that to, act weird or anything. I just want to say that straight out. Now, with that being said, I kind of want to talk about some of the experiences I've had through my business building process and kind of the emotions I've had, the experiences I've had, and I just want to kind of talk about that. When I first started, I was a teenager. I was 17 years old, and I was planning to go to college, which I did end up going to college. And this whole idea of building a business thing was there. It existed. And I had a feeling that, once I finished college, what I wanted to do was build a physical therapy office business, right? Like I wanted to actually be a physical therapist and build a business, build my own practice. And that's what I went to school for. And my major was psychology. I thought it would be an easier route than biology, right? And so that's what I did. And so when I signed up for school, I was a psychology major. Now, with that being said, I still had to take a whole ton of biology classes for the physical therapy major. Now, that's part of the story, which you guys will find out later on, kind of how things fell apart. Now, with that being said, I had this idea of building a business in my head in the future, and I had a lot of free time on my hands. At the time, when I was 17, when I was back in high school, my mom had passed away, so I was very, I don't want to say depressed, but I was more introverted than normal. Wouldn't go out as much, really wouldn't talk to people as much, would just stay home on my computer figuring things out, whether it's video games or, just researching different ways to make money or just watching videos, just being a hermit, right? And so, and this ended up being to my benefit, by the way, adding to my benefit. But like I said, I'm just telling my story. So, at this point, I had thought a lot about starting to build a business. And when I entered college, after my second week in college, after being super excited and trying to motivate myself, I felt very unmotivated. I felt like, in a way, I didn't belong. I felt like school was just one big business, right? From what I felt, I didn't feel like professors really, really cared about the students too much. I think that they were just there to make their money and just teach a class and get out of there. I mean, numerous times, I had professors say to the class, I've heard this where they said, listen, I don't want to be here just as much as you. And they hated their lives as much as students did. But, at the end of the day, we were both there, students and teachers alike, or professors alike. And we went through the classes. And by the second week, I remember sitting in my psychology class and I said, if this is how the real world is going to work, where I have to work for somebody, I don't want any part of it. And, that's just the truth. And that's kind of what I felt. And so I started doing research. By the time, I was doing research at home. Can't wait to get home, just work and research and search different business models and different things. And I would try my hand at things and I wouldn't succeed. I would try different things. At one point I tried, working on Fiverr. I tried working on doing Amazon FBA, which I eventually didn't have some success, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I tried my hands at all different kind of things. Kindle Direct. You name it, I've probably done it. And I tried, and at that point, October rolls around, and I finally bought a laptop. I bought a laptop because I figured that I could save time by buying a laptop and doing my own research at the college classroom, because the college classroom I felt was, a place where I saw a lot of kids with laptops, and I said, why not? Why don't I be like those kids, buy a laptop, and get things going? So I saved up a little money, bought a laptop. And that's how it started. And it was a laptop, and I just started, researching and working in class. Next thing you know, week after week, month after month, I started my very first company that I eventually sold. And this company was a clothing company. It didn't start as a clothing company, but it ended as a clothing company. What I did was, and this was at the time, this was many, many years ago, I started I bought white label products. Like I bought a bunch of whole different, fitness related gear, I guess you could say. Not steroids, but gear, like, wrist straps, lifting straps, knee sleeves, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I white labeled them. I put my own logo on them and things like that. And I figured, there's a great market for this. And this was prior to Mark Bell's Strong, stuff, the Reband stuff. This was before that, right? So I created these products, I put them up on the website, and guess what? Nobody showed up to the website. So I sent a few of the products into Amazon, and nobody paid for the Amazon. This is where I started to learn about traffic, and I started to learn about conversion rates, right? I had the logistics in place, I had the products, I had the manufacturers, but now I just had to figure out traffic and conversions. So I built a website. And nobody came, obviously. Amazon, same thing. Sent my products in. Nobody bought anything. And so I figured, how can I beef up my website? How can I make it just a little bit better? So I figured, hey, there are people selling cool clothing in China. Let me go ahead and kind of work with them. And so I took their products without knowing that dropshipping existed, copy and pasted the images, put them on my website, and put them up for sale. 3 months later, after building my website, it took me 3 months to build my first website. 3 months after that, I got my very first sale online because I was doing a lot of research on SEO and things like that. And I actually have a book. I bought it. It's to the left of me in my little book cabinet here. It was like a book on SEO, and it just reaffirmed everything that I already knew about SEO because I was doing a whole bunch of free research, which is why I tell people the research is out there. When you pay for a book or you pay for a course, what you're paying is for the amalgamation of that research in a selected area, whether it be a book, a course, whatever. And I think courses are great, and I think books are great. But I think at the time, there are certain people who can afford to pay for that kind of stuff, and there are certain people who just simply can't. And so you have the free research, you have the free knowledge, but as an individual who is trying to battle this world, trying to become successful, which it really is a battle, it's a huge battle, you're going to have the logical aptitude to be able to decipher what is legitimate and what isn't, because there's a lot of fake information out there. I might do a Google search on how to make money online or how to become a millionaire, and I might see, a blog that says, fill out surveys all day. And that's crap. That's a whole load of crap. You can't be successful that way. That's not a good way to make money. Now, I personally never tried it, but let's be realistic here. Okay? So, anyways, with that being said, I was learning. I was always feeding myself, learning. And when I say learning, it didn't, I'm making it sound a lot easier than what it was. There was a ton of I was very emotionally distraught at the time. I was very, very, I guess you could say, depressed. I was very fed up with life. And it seems like the more time went on and the least successful I was, right, and the more my money was being drained, I didn't know what to do, and I really was struggling very, very hard. Not too long after that, I started to get the hang of sales. I'm not going to talk about the different sales methods I had because that's really it's not the point, right? Just to make this a very, very long story very short. And I got bit by the bug. One sale after another. Next thing you know, I stopped sleeping at night. I was just pulling all-nighters every night, and what I would do is I would sleep in the college classroom. If I was tired, if I wasn't tired, I would take my laptop and just keep working. And I remember, I think, I got lucky, and I thank God that some of my teachers didn't really care if I was sleeping. And, I got lucky for that. I was literally, I would be that kid that falls asleep in the classroom. That was me. And, and one thing led to another, and the business grew bigger and bigger, and eventually I sold it. And then pretty soon after that, started other businesses. And so that's really my story. I guess that's my long story made short. These are just some of the things that I want to say to maybe encourage people and just kind of give you guys an idea of kind of how long it took me to get my first sale. 6 months to get my first sale. A lot of people don't, know how to contextualize that. I mean, there's so many people who I've talked to on the YouTube channel who, say, hey, I've been doing this for a week and I just can't get results. And I'm like, what are you talking about? like a week is nothing. Like it's literally nothing, you know, or a month or even 2 months or 10 months. Like I think I got lucky. 6 months, you know, I think I got lucky, to be honest. Like you know, things ended up working out in my favor. I didn't know what, I mean, I knew what SEO was, but I didn't really see results. You know, I was getting 5 to 10 people to visit my website a day. I didn't know, you know, how it was. And then when I saw actual results happening, that's when I went full drive. And that's when things became a reality, because I figured, you know, when I can make this one sale, I can make 100 sales. And if I can make 100 sales, I can make 1,000,000 sales. And so, you know, that was really it. And that's really how it started. And so, like I said, this is a video not made to show off or anything like that, but just for encouragement. You know, you will struggle. You will go through some pain. And I think the people who are successful, and this is a completely true quote, are the ones who just don't give up. Right? Because success is around the corner, whether it be a year from now, whether it be 3 years from now. Success is around the corner. And I think something that helped me was that shot clock. And when I say that shot clock, I mean, you know, my dad would tell me while I'm in college, he would say, listen, if you can't figure this out while you're in college, you're going to go to work. And you're going to be just like everybody else. And you're going to, you know, get a job and everything like that. You can't stay here and just chill and relax at home. You know, you got to go to work. And so, you know, that's what I did. And, well, excuse me, I didn't go to work. I ended up becoming successful way before I graduated. And when I say successful, I mean making enough money to run my own business and make that my own thing. Now, I could say, you know, I'm in a much better position. But with that being said, having that, I guess you could say, that shot clock, that monkey on my back where I knew I had to become successful, did add some, you know, I don't know what the word is. You know, that limited amount of time did improve my success, I feel. And like I said, everything worked out in my benefit, thank God. So if this video kind of, you know, helped you guys out, or maybe it didn't help you guys out, maybe it's just for entertainment, I'm happy to do videos like this, and I want to make more videos like this. All right. So if you guys have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.